We all want to build our own identity without it having been dictated by other people like our parents, our friends, or anyone else. Especially in the competitive society we live in today, where you need to be your own person to do anything successful. How to Build Your Own Identity and Capitalize on It is an article by Don Schaubel detailing important points of an interview with Stedman Graham, who had recently written a book in 2012 about how to build your own identity. This interview details important points about how you can build your own identity, what types of people there are, and how to capitalize on your identity. So first, we need to go into how to build your own identity. But how do we do that? Well, Graham listed a philosophy that can be applied to anyone, I think. His philosophy was that each of us needs to have an internal peace. We need to all have an internal development program, and we need to accept ourselves internally. We all need to make our own philosophies for ourselves, which sounds kind of weird. His philosophy was that we need to make our own philosophies, but it makes sense. We all need to know who we are. We all need to know our strengths and weaknesses. And by knowing these qualities, we're able to make our own identities. Going into more detail, I can use the example of myself. I need to highlight my weaknesses and my strengths so I can make my identity. For example, a weakness of mine is that I am not very good at speaking, so I need to get better at that. A strength of mine is that I'm good at doing work, so I need to capitalize that strength and continue to do good work. Now, this interview didn't just mention about how we can build our own identities. It also mentions how we can capitalize on that identity. But before we can do that, we need to list what types of people there are. According to Graham, there are two types of people: right brain people and left brain people. Now, these refer to the two types of people and how they think. Right brain people are far more emotional, creative, and big picture. They have a vision, they have a full outcome planned, but they are not very good at executing the details and instructions. Think of them as the people who know what they need to do, know what they want to have done, but they're just not very good at doing it. The opposite is left brain people, who are good at executing plans, following guidelines, and are very analytical, but they don't have a big picture. So for left brain people, their weakness is that they're not very good at starting. You can't start if you don't really have a vision of where you want things to go. To become successful in a society today, what we need to do is find out which type of person we are, left brain or right brain, use the qualities to our strengths depending on which brain we are. So say example, if I'm left brain, I need to use my analytical capabilities to my strengths while ironing out our flaws. So we need to start, so for left brain people, it'd be like we need to start getting big pictures. We need to know what the vision is. Now to succeed, and that's what you need to do to succeed. Iron out these qualities, figure out which ones are your strong suits, which ones are your weak ones, and thus you'll be able to succeed in life.